What is going on, guys? It's the Straight Ace bringing you some of that 5.4 action. A lot of discussion going around, especially for Warlocks. But this video is going to be talking about Warlocks and Warriors, the upcoming changes, some of the buffs, and some of the nerfs. We're going to get right down to it to Warlocks. We're going to get to the nerfs. Is Fail Armor. Fail Armor is one of the nerfs. It used to reduce damage taken by 10%. Instead, they making it increase total health by 10% and amount of health generated through spells and effects by 10%. I don't know about you guys, but I honestly don't like this change. I like having a 10% damage reduction. It really came in handy for melee cleaves and PvP. But you know, it was something that we have to work around with. We have the increased total health, meaning if you destro, that means a bigger healing, more healing with Ember Tap. So we would have to see how it plays off. Another nerf that a lot of Warlocks are talking about, and even people that does not even play the class, is Kill Jaden's Cunning. It's no longer a passive. Um, it has a 15-second duration and a 1.5-minute cooldown, which totally kind of sucks because the only mobility that a Warlocks have is Flame, and having Kill Jaden's Cunning to able to bob and weave from pillars and get a couple of fears off and able to cast while moving really gave Warlocks a sort of advantage because we do not have any instant casters as Destro spec, but Affliction spec and Demo spec you really have a lot of instant casts. But it's just a solid caster alone, like Deathstroke, you really had to stand in place other than Flame. And Kill Jaden really gave us a edge to stay, you know, where the other caster classes where they are able to move when cast. So they really taking that away. I think some Warlocks still going to take it, but I really don't see myself taking it. To me, the last talent tier has become somewhat useless to me because Menar's Fury is suffering the same fate. Um, it's on a 1.5-minute cooldown. They did change it to a 60-second cooldown. It lasts 10 seconds, but it increased all the AoE damage to 100%. So for 100% damage increase on 2 AoEs that lasts 10 seconds, it's really not, you know, something that's game breaker, especially in RBGs or whatnot. So I really don't see how that's any kind of benefit either because of the short duration that we have, and it only increases by 100%. Maybe some people would take it for RBGs, um, maybe say like Affliction Spec, or I really don't see maybe even Destro, but I really see that the last talent tier for Warlocks is pretty much gone to complete crap, as some people may say. Some of the buffs that I do see is they gave us Palantir. Palantir is no longer a talent. They replaced the talent with Breath of Gudin. As you know, that is an old spell that came during Wrath. No, let's take that back. Came through Burning Crusade, which was a pretty cool spell to have and to use. Um, it did damage and applied a slow, but they took away the damage and it only applies a 50% slow. I really don't see how Warlocks is going to use this because, like, I believe each spec has its own, you know, snare or slow. Destro have theirs, Demo has theirs, Affliction has theirs, but isn't a curse, which can't spread. So maybe it could be used for Affliction, but I can really see that Mortal Coil being more, well, better than Breath of Gudin. So um, me as you know, as a player, I say the fix would be to give us Breath of Gudin anyway, you know, for all the specs, and give us something else because there's nothing that could beat Shadow Fear and Mortal Coil. Those are the best in that tier. So I can see maybe by 98, maybe 99.9% of the Warlocks are going to take Mortal Coil still for the horror effect and the fear. the heal. Sorry, the horror effect and the heal. It's a 15% heal. It is really good. And you have Shadow Fury that's a 3-second stun. You can really do some damage in a 3-second stun, especially stunning the healer and trying to focus deeps or whatever and end the game quickly. I really don't see how Breath of Godin would, have its place where each spec has its own root and snare. So that's it for the Warlocks. We go get down to the Warriors. Warriors are really looking good at 5.4. They getting a buff to Impending Victory. I think there's somewhat of a nerf to Intimidating Shout because it used to have a yard range on it, but now to the patch notes it's 0. So I played the PTR, and right now it's not. It still has its 8 yards. So I don't know if they fixed it on the PTR yet or tried it out. Maybe they will revert that change and not keep it. Shattered and Throw is now free. Blade Storm is on a 60-second cooldown now. Enrage Regeneration instantly heals for 10% of your total health, and an additional 10% over 5 seconds. Can be used while stunned. Effects are double if the warrior is enraged, which is somewhat of a last stand. I can see maybe warriors taking this against heavy melee cleave, let's say Thug Cleave, or maybe Red Hunter. But Dot Cleave, they gonna stick with Second Wind. Second Wind just breaks the boundaries when it comes to Dot Cleave, and Second Wind is just really good overall. They increase the damage to Stormbolt to 500%. I feel that Vigilance is actually a good buff because it used to transfer 30% of the damage to the warrior, but now it just reduces the damage by 30%. A lot of warriors are talking about Warbringer, the charge, because it used to stun, but now it roots. I kind of like this effect. I don't play warrior often, but during this time when I was playing a warrior, it makes the enemy get this, how can I say it, a force trinket in their mind. And what I'm saying is that usually people sit in stuns and they're sitting in a shockwave, or they're triggered the fear, or they're triggered the shockwave. But you are rooted in place for 4 seconds, and you just sitting there, especially if you're someone of a mage, or well, not a mage, but a lock or a shaman, some type of caster class. It might make you trick it. It's somewhat of a force tricking ability. I can really see this being an advantage in the arena. Maybe you charge the heals, root him behind a pillar, make him LOS, who he needs to heal, and you're able to burst that person down, in the game. So you have buffs, you have nerfs, and it seems like Blizzard might stick with it. We don't know yet. It's not final, so maybe they will revert some of the changes. Maybe to kill Jaden's cunning, so Destro still have his mobility in arenas, or maybe the felt armor, it would get it reverted back. Who knows? The changes are not set in stone. So, and another thing, if you would like to participate or win the new Ancient Blossom pet, please leave a like, drop a comment below. What classes would you like to see next? What class would you like to see me talk about and discuss, or some of the nerfs and some of the buffs and some things that could be taken advantage of in arenas? Just let me know. You already know how I said. Straight Ace and I'm out. Peace.